Where have you put yourself in the equation of life? At the back? No. You have to be the first. Put yourself first. The Bible says, love your neighbor as yourself. It didn't say, love your neighbor more than yourself. But I'm here to tell you that in life, if you really want to succeed, if you really want to be anything of value, you are your own priority. You should prioritize yourself. You should put yourself first. This is actually to my women. Most times they care about everybody apart from themselves. They're so concerned about their husbands, about the home, about the children, that they even neglect themselves. They forget that they are also human beings. Putting yourself first helps you to prioritize yourself and help you to be intentional with your purpose. Putting yourself first makes you know that you are also part of the equation. Because if you don't prioritize yourself, who will? Who will? Me? No. It is how you treat yourself that others will also address you. You lead your life. Don't allow anybody to be the dictator of your life. Don't give the driver's seat of your life to anybody. I used to, when I started up my page, the first thing I did was I was so involved with children. It is not bad to be involved in creating a platform for children. That was what I was doing because I had passion for teenagers, maybe orchestrated by where I have worked, right? So I did that for some years and I realized that, oh, it's getting to a point that okay, I'm going to leave my 9 to 5, and where will I get these ninjas? Of course, they are everywhere, but I realized that that was not the first thing first. I needed to prioritize myself, and in all my videos, if you can check my previous video, you won't even see me there. It was just that selflessness. Understand? You won't see me. It was basically the children and all their activities. But over the years, I realized that if I don't prioritize myself and know the terrain of this content creation, I am going to fall out soonest. And I began to prioritize myself. I began to be intentional with myself. I don't know where you've placed yourself in the career of life. I don't know where you have positioned yourself. I don't know how you see yourself. Maybe you're not important because you don't have what other women have, because you don't have what other people have, because you don't feel like you are part of it. I'm here to tell you that it's selfish. Be selfish. Hi guys, welcome to Live with NK. All I do here is to motivate you to be intentional with how you live your life. It is you against yourself. Put yourself first. Remember, you are born once, you will live once, you will die once. In
Let me get this straight, guys. First of all, I was born without my permission. That's one thing.
all of this living, you don't even have a spare life. That means if you drive rough on this journey of life and it's cut short, you will never be repeated again in history. So this one life that you have, what are you doing with it?
Second of all, my future is in my hands. Like, what am I supposed to do with it?
That is why I'm here to tell you, be motivated, be intentional with your life. And if you have a dream and you have not stood up to start working on that dream, you will die in your sleep. Simply put, that vision you have without execution, without action, is basically hallucination. We've talked much about this. Let's get right into the video. If you know you are looking for a way to get motivated, or you have been motivated, or you are in the process of being motivated, you don't need to look for that. This is the best community to be. Click the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell to get notified anytime I drop videos, and let's engage in the comments section. Prioritize yourself first. You are indispensable only to yourself. So why won't you make yourself a priority? Why won't you make yourself the first in the equation? It is when you have started the path, it is when you've started this that others can follow. It is you against yourself. I think before we even talk about the devil, before we even blame the devil, we should be able to look inward to know what is it I am doing wrong, what is it that I'm not doing, what is it that I need to fix in my life. Because the greatest enemy of anybody is yourself. If you're not building yourself, I think that is the greatest injustice, that is the greatest injustice you can do to yourself. Because over time I realized that, yeah, you can say it's the devil because most times he would be like, he might actually, what's the call now? Maybe get you deaf, get you blind spiritually, or not to be able to see things that you need to see. Then you are just wallowing around yourself, not knowing what to do. But what I want to tell you here is this: it is you against yourself. It is when you know that the battle is you, it's looking inward, changing yourself, changing your value system. That is when you can come out to be able to address any other thing, right? It is when you have actually worked on yourself that you can be of value to anybody. Nobody ever becomes anything if the person did not work on himself, if the person did not fight the battle of self. Battle of self here does not mean you're being selfish, you want to get the whole world. No, it's about looking at yourself, looking at yourself and knowing what you need, what are the priorities you need to put in your life, how you need to work on your life, how you need to shape things, how things need to be done. Put yourself first. Put yourself first. It is about value, it is about priorities, it's about setting boundaries. Know when to stop that relationship if it's hurting, know when to say no. It is not a bad answer. Know when to go forward and when to pause. It is all about you first before anybody else. How you prioritize yourself, how you take things, how you see yourself is how others see you. Prioritize you. It is about you. The value is about you first. I say this because the world can basically do without you. But if you have worked on yourself and you know that this is the value you're keeping, this is the value you're leaving behind for the world cannot do without your value. This is all you need to do for yourself. Be intentional with your life. Understand your purpose. And let God be pleased while you're working the purpose, no matter who is offended, because it is you against yourself. It is you first, because you are the body, you are the machine, you are the value. It is about working on yourself first before working on any other person. It is about you knowing that you are your own enemy first before you even talk about the devil. I think what the devil does is to distract you or make you not to even think about it. But there is a way you can be outsmart the devil when you become so irresistible and consistent in beating yourself. The devil is out of the equation.